we're doing today. We already did the stove fire, and one of the things that was interesting that was pointed out to me reminded me that 2 years ago, I believe it was, we did the stove fire demonstration, and we did a raffle, and someone won the fire extinguisher. And I think it was that night or the night after, they ended up using the fire extinguisher to extinguish a fire on their stove. And they called the firehouse to let us know that they used it and they appreciated what they learned. So, very important stuff. This demonstration is what we call the burn pods, and we thank Stony Brook University for helping us out. Their fire marshal's office has this demonstration for us, this prop, and saves us a lot of money for building one every year. So very nice. What we have here is 2 identical rooms. We have on the left side, the room has a smoke detector, which every home should have, and a residential sprinkler head. All right. So many homes are being built today in other states, and a few homes in Stony Brook. Mine is equipped with a home sprinkler system, but hasn't gone into law yet. So someday, hopefully, it will. So what a sprinkler system basically does is you have these sprinkler heads in your house, and they're hooked to a water supply. And where there's a fire, all right, hopefully it'll never happen, but if there was a fire, only where the fire occurs will the sprinkler head activate and discharge water. And traditionally it's hooked to an alarm system where we'll call the fire department, we'll respond, and we'll shut the water down. And the thinking is, in a residential or a home, they call it a dwelling system, is to prevent what's called flashover, to give people time to escape a fire in their house, give them enough time, and the fire department will arrive. And it's keeping the fire small. But in most cases, it actually extinguishes the fire before the fire department gets there. So on the left-hand side is a room equipped with a sprinkler head, and we're going to show you that one first to see how the damage is minimal. A little bit after that, we're going to ignite a fire in the room on the right. That does not have a residential sprinkler head in it. It only has a smoke detector in it. And you'll see the ultimate damage, and also the water damage from when the fire department responds. And the reason what we're going to do is, the purpose of this is, we're going to show you the difference, and we're going to have the fire department respond in. We're going to show you what we do, why we do it, and yes, there is some damage caused by us, but that's to properly extinguish the fire. Okay? So if Chief John would like the first pod, and again, this is the left side that has the sprinkler head in it. Now this could be anything. There's our smoke detector, early warning. Every house should have them on every level, outside the sleeping areas and inside every bedroom. This could be a improperly discarded cigarette. It could be an electrical fire. It could be a fire on a stove. It could be a number of things that causes the fire. Unfortunately, we're firefighters, so we don't light the fires very well. But we've got the cushion going. And what's happening is the heat is building up in the ceiling. Once it reaches 135 degrees, the sprinkler head then fuses. So the little element that's in there pops and the water starts to discharge. Just takes a few seconds. As the fire grows, fire doubles in size every 30 seconds. One important thing here is the smoke detector. It went off very, very early. And everybody should have a plan on how to get out of the house, what to do with the kids, where to meet, everything we discussed at school tours yesterday. Okay. So you see the smoke is building, but the ceiling still has not reached the 135 degrees. Okay, the head should pop any second. What's happening now, obviously the smoke detector went off very early. There's your sprinkler head. So that ceiling temperature just now reached 135 degrees. So this is a perfect example to say that smoke detector went off so early, it gave you so much time to get out of the house before the room got untenable. Okay, basically got so bad that you couldn't survive in the room. 135 degrees is still survivable, but you gotta get out. Okay, so we see that the smoke detector went off very early, gave you plenty of time to get out. Now the firefighters will come in. The alarm system went off, summoned the fire department. The firefighters respond from their home because they're volunteers. And we're looking at this fire on the side, and I don't see any flame there. The firefighters will still come in. For this demonstration, we're stretching a hose line. You know, they may just come in with an extinguisher to extinguish the rest of the fire, depending on how bad it is. Okay? So now what we've done is we've cut the sprinkler water supply, and we're going to ignite the second room on fire. All right, and we're going to show you what happens when you don't have a sprinkler head. All right, Chief, if we could light the second room. As the smoke clears in the room on the left, now we haven't taken any actions yet, but pretty much that fire is out. Still very smoky, still dangerous to be in, but that sprinkler head did its job. And it would continue, yes, it would continue discharging water in that area until somebody shut the water off to it. It's not like the old movies where there's a fire in a corner and every sprinkler head in the building goes off. That is a misnomer. Okay, it's just for demonstrate for the movies. Okay, so now what Chief John Maringolo is going to do is he's going to light the second room on fire. Okay, we're hearing the second smoke detector activate, again, activated very early. And again, this room does not have the residential sprinkler head in it. So we're going to watch this fire double in size every 30 seconds. And you're going to notice after this is all done and the smoke clears and you have an opportunity to go up there, you're going to see the difference between the damage that was caused by the first fire as opposed to what's happening in the room in the second fire. Now again, the smoke detector has gone off. Hopefully we had our emergency exit drill in the home plan, the Edith plan. We got everybody out of the house. We called 911 from our meeting place, cell phone, or a neighbor's house. And the fire department's responding. You can call 911. The central dispatch in Yaphank activates our pagers. we are volunteers. So again, we have no one in the firehouse that are firefighters to respond immediately, except for the fire chiefs who have their take-home vehicles. They do have them for a quick response. Okay, and then the firefighters all have to respond to the firehouse to get the trucks. Okay, so now the fire department's responding, they're on scene, they have a line stretched, and they're going to move in to extinguish the fire. You'll see the firefighters are wearing self-contained breathing apparatus to protect their lungs. They're wearing the protective gear and helmet, boots, everything to keep them safe. Okay, the lieutenant's giving them the order to move in. You see the heavy black smoke billowing up. Okay, they move in. They're going to keep the hose line in the room to the right, just to extinguish that fire. Now that nozzle is flowing 250 gallons per minute of water. That sprinkler head was probably flowing about 18, 19 gallons a minute. So big difference on the water that's being used. And you'll see there's a big difference on the fire damage. Nice round of applause for our firefighters. And what they're going to do is they're going to do what's called a little overhaul. They're going to, if there was sheetrock in the room, they pull the sheetrock down to expose any open areas where fire could be hiding, basically is what we say. They pull down the ceiling. Sometimes they do break windows in the house. That's for our safety. We have to vent some of the hot gases out of the house before we enter. So a lot of people ask, well, why do you cut holes in the roof? Well, hot smoke and gases rise, so that's the best place to vent them out. Some houses we can't do that, especially now with solar panels, so we need to use more of the windows. So the firefighters are doing their overhaul, and we're going to give them a couple of minutes, and we're going to let them, you can go up after we give the okay, and you can see the difference between the two rooms. We're going to let the smoke clear. So again, how about a round of applause for our firefighters? We're going to give them a couple of minutes. I'll make an announcement if anybody wants to come over, but you're free to go back to the activities of the day.